Hi, my name's Friday and I'm going to try and cram into the next 5 minutes some more things about writing documents for TMA submission. So you see that we set our header and footer in the last video and then put in some text which I've pinched from the Lorem Ipsum information and generator website. We set some headings, but now I want to show you what happens when we break a few rules. So I'm going to put the paragraph marks back on. And if I want to make a new paragraph, generally when I end a sentence we press the return key, and that's pretty normal stuff, and that happens in Word, in LibreOffice, OpenOffice, on the Mac, whatever you want. So, but sometimes we can get a document with shift return held down like this. Now this little character here, which I can't highlight, but the one on the right of the cursor is a line return, and that means whatever I've got in the next line, let me put another one in, whatever I've got in the next lines are part of the same paragraph. All of this stuff right down to here are part of the same paragraph. So that means that even if I try and go down here and put some stuff in, so this is meant to be some text, and then I go to change the style. I actually have a shortcut to this. It changes everything. So it changes the text that's been submitted and the text and my text as well. Well, that is something to be avoided, because your text is your text and my text is my text, and never the twain shall meet. So let's put this back into normal and show you again that when I change it and put exactly the same text in as above, that the text sits right in there and the text that is sent looks the same. So that's great. So if we always use a paragraph mark as normal, then we'll be fine. So just don't hold down the shift key. The next thing we're going to do is to insert an image. Now I'm going to go down here, we're going to insert the image in between these two paragraphs. So the number one thing to do is decide you're going to insert an image and insert a new paragraph. Now I'm leaving the paragraph marks open at the moment, but this is just how it looks closed. And I've taken an image from the internet, and anybody who knows me that I'm a huge fan of Batgirl, so we're just going to insert this image of Batgirl in here. Now the important thing to notice about this image is that it is in line with the text. That's the one that's highlighted here. The only other acceptable alternative is top and bottom. What we don't like to see is square or through or in front of or any of that stuff. We want this to move. Now, why? It's basically for the same reason. I'm going to make this a little smaller so it's not so prevalent. It's basically for the same reason as we don't use the line returns. When I insert my marking text, and I'm just going to take this and paste it in here, that image moves down. So I can paste in the marking text. It moves up and down in line. If you do anything else to it, it can end up being in the wrong place on the page. It can end up, particularly if it's behind text, it won't move. If it's in front of text, it'll obscure your text. Wrapping and make it wacky, because the document you submit to me isn't going to come back being the same document. So make sure that any image you insert, and you can use the insert mechanism in order to do that, make sure that any image you insert is inserted in line with text. That means that this image is essentially the same as a character, by which I mean an A, a B, a pi symbol, whatever. It's the same. It's just one character on a line, and that means that you can put a little caption in below it if you want to. You can format that caption. There are other ways of doing captions for images that make sense, but they're complicated. Whereas if you just label it by doing a return, it's very simple, it's clear what it is. You can label it figure 1, whatever, and do the thing. It's the simplest way of doing it, and it's the best way of doing it because it fits in with our marking schema. Okay, I've been Friday, and we'll talk again soon.